Hi, everybody. My name is Elise Finney, and I'm a wealth advisor with Argent Bridge Advisor and the Director of Business Development. And we are always trying to bring new content to our listeners, people who watch our recordings. And today we are so happy to be joined by Jamie Bernstein, who is a matchmaker for over 18 years in the DC area. She heads up the DC office for a company called 3-Day Rule and is a client experience manager. And today I'm just going to be sitting down with her and answering, or actually asking, and she'll be answering some questions today. So we will get started. Welcome, Jamie. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing well. I'm thrilled to be here.
Great. Well, we have lots of questions, or I have lots of questions that I know our listeners would want to know about matchmaking. And so, kind of just to get us started, tell me a little bit about what you are doing to help people find love.
Yeah. So I am helping people find love by not only meeting great compatible singles, but also really getting to know themselves and making sure they're in the best, mental and physical space to get back out there to find and create meaningful connections.
I love that. I know one of the things that we talked about where you kind of said, and you just mentioned it again about being in the right mental space. What does that mean? And how does somebody prepare and how do they know that they're ready to
Mhm.
start dating or get back out on the dating scene?
Yeah. So the number one thing I find that really helps singles find success in dating is first making sure you're happy with what you have going on in your life. And that can mean, different things for different people. But when you feel really good and really confident about yourself, what you have going on and who you are, that's when you're in the best place to actually find and create the foundation for a healthy, happy relationship and really bringing your best self to the dating arena. So the number one thing is reconnecting and finding out who you are and feeling good about that.
Absolutely. How does someone kind of know, like, to be able to sit there and say, you got to be in a good space. How does someone, what should they be looking for to kind of know that that's where they're at?
Yeah. So I would say the first thing to think about is, do you feel happy? I know that's kind of a generic term, but do you feel pretty good about who you are, what you have going on? Are you seeking a relationship to find happiness? That's a big red flag. When someone comes to me and they say, I have a great job, I make plenty of money, I have nice friends, but I'm not happy and I want a partner to make me happy, I know they're not ready. So if you're using language like you're seeking the relationship or the dating experience to be happy, you're not ready. You need to be happy first and then wanting to be in a relationship to enhance life, but already but feeling, as an individual that you're happy with what you have going on.
Absolutely. I love that. Tell me or kind of walk me through a little bit about your screening process, who your clients are at 3-Day Rule.
Yeah, so we have a pretty wide variety of clients at 3-Day Rule. Everybody is, financially, well off and, stable in their career in regards to that aspect. But we deal with people at all phases, never been married, divorced, widowed, out of the dating scene for decades. So we provide not only quality matches, but also the coaching needed to really make sure that you're in the best place. And the screening process involves having a one-on-one meeting initially with me, and then potentially another matchmaker who somebody may be working with, depending on their needs. But really diving in and getting to know who that person is and what they're seeking, both on and off paper qualities. So, age range, religion, family planning, lifestyle, but then also humor, what you like to do for fun, what kind of energy you bring, what makes you unique. So finding that right balance of on and off paper qualities, who you are, and also the on paper things that matter most.
So tell me when you kind of talked about, kind of the coaching and things like that that go into getting somebody kind of ready to go out on a date. What exactly are you doing? How much hand holding are you doing?
And so it's really customized to best suit the client's needs. So some clients are pretty ready to go and just need a few tips and tricks about, how to manage an awkward pause if they're a single parent, how soon and how much do I talk about my kids, some of these, just kind of tidbits that can just be tightened up to help somebody, really present their best but also authentic selves in early dating. And then other clients are, fresh out of a divorce and kind of like, I don't even know who I am. So the first step there, I mean, day one, I'll say, what do you like to do? Who are you? And often, people don't know, especially women who have been married, for a long time and maybe have lost a bit of their identity. I'll start with, what did you like to do when you were a kid? And people will kind of think, and, it could be from, baking to painting to gardening, whatever it may be. And then also just they almost reconnect with whatever that activity or thing that used to bring them joy, to start the journey of rediscovering their individuality outside of just the role of a wife and a mother, for example.
I love that. What about give me an idea of what makes the perfect first date. What would it look like?
So a great first date, I think, is the generic drinks, which I know is not that exciting if both people do drink alcohol. Otherwise, coffee or ice cream would be appropriate as well. But you really don't want to have a lot of pressure or concern about maybe a activity date or a really fancy restaurant, things that would come down the road if you guys did connect. So something light, grabbing a drink, being able to hear each other. So you want to plan on the environment. How are the acoustics? How crowded will it be? Making sure you're comfortable with the actual place. And then limiting that first encounter to 2 hours or less. And why that tends to really yield success is because there's something that happens on a first date, even if it's going really well, when people are out for 6 hours or 8 hours, where it's really fun, but it's almost just too much emotional energy too quickly. Also, sometimes people make bad decisions, too many drinks over, several hours, and, end up, doing things or saying things that they may regret. So keeping it under 2 hours really keeps the date fluid and exciting. And the best thing to do would be end the date after 2 hours. And then if you both had a great time, get that second date locked in right there. So you both have something to look forward to. But really managing the time and the environment can really help facilitate, the best possible connection.
I think a lot of people would be really surprised to hear you give that answer because,
Yeah.
lots of times you go out on a date and you have this connection and you just want to keep going and going,
Yeah.
the chemistry there, and it's kind of hard to break away from that chemistry. So I think that was really surprising for me to hear, and probably our listeners as well. I just think that's, something that we're not used to because we want to have more and more.
That's right. And I challenge anybody out there dating to give that a try. And I almost guarantee your results will be better. Because again, it's not though as though you're signaling that you're not interested or you don't like somebody. It's really making sure that the time spent together is quality, and that you can set up another date. Because dating is one of the few things in life that forces us to be in the moment in real time. Right? We have to be there, we have to be present and experience the connection. How are we feeling? Am I having fun? Do I find this person attractive? In early dating, those should be the things that you're concerned about. How do I feel? Do I feel good? Do I feel excited? And then wanting to spend more time, because dating requires us to spend time together and get to know each other over a period of time versus knowing, after just one date, is this person going to be my person, for the long haul or not?
Absolutely. So we talked a little bit about, kind of what makes a great first date, but give me some of the ideas of what are kind of like the biggest dating disasters you've heard or
Yeah.
witnessed.
Boy, do I have a lot of those, right? I would say one of the biggest dating disasters I see that's most common is what I call airing your dirty laundry. So sometimes I will have a client that says, I'm just going to tell this, my date about my ex and my health condition that's negative and this and that, because I want them to either take it or leave it. They need to know who I am and that's it. And I understand where that mentality is coming from. But the truth is, we're all just people. And so we need to first facilitate a connection to see if there's enough there to even propel the relationship forward before really sharing the deep aspects of who we are, both positive and negative. So it's never that you're hiding or that you're lying or being deceitful. It's more about knowing when and how to share the different parts of who we are and when it's appropriate. That's the key. And so the truth is, everybody feels better with a smile and feeling good. So in the very early dating, I'm talking dates 1 and 2, you really want to create an environment that's positive, that's upbeat, that's authentic, that feels good. So highlighting the positive qualities that you have.
So let's just say you've got some dirty laundry.
Yeah.
And you want to, you do want to test the person, test the relationship. You don't want to bring it in right away. At what point you kind of start introducing those things?
Yeah, it's a great question. So there's a little flexibility here, but I would say if there is mutual interest, usually you'll get to at least date 3. So in the way the dating environment is now, a lot of people go on first dates, less people go on second, even less get to a third date with somebody. So if you both have agreed to a third date, typically there's a fair amount of mutual interest. So at that point, you can start to open up a little bit more, maybe share a little bit more, dirty laundry or baggage, or, however you want to phrase it. And the key is whatever you're sharing, it's about sharing it in a confident manner and also sharing how you're dealing with it. Whether it be something from your divorce or with your kids or with yourself, whatever it is, it's about articulating it and saying, and this is what I'm doing moving forward to remedy or deal with this situation. So it's presenting whatever that issue is and then how you're dealing with it in as positive a way as possible. So you don't want to just leave it hanging. You want to be able to move forward with that conversation.
Let the other person know that you're taking care of yourself.
Exactly. So you want to think about it. There is nothing wrong with preparing or doing homework before dating. People think you should just go on a date and, carefree and not think about it and just see what happens. But there's nothing wrong with preparing, especially if you're going to, broach a difficult topic or, share something very vulnerable about yourself. Practice at home. You don't need to tell the date that you practice, right? But if you go with that, that added confidence, it's only going to help make that a smoother, transition in conversation.
That's a great suggestion. I love that. So tell me a little bit about 3-day rule and kind of what sets your company apart from some of the other matchmaking companies out there.
Yeah, 3-day rule matchmaking. We're a national company, so we're in all the big cities in the East and West Coast. We've been around since 2013, and we are such a great resource for singles because it's a company that really is founded on not only helping singles, again, finding great fits, but also the coaching. We're really about a holistic approach. The company is so ethically based. The team, we have such an outstanding team of matchmakers where everybody really cares about the clients and we really customize our experience to best suit the needs of every individual client that we have. The internal environment with 3-day rule is so positive. Every week we have a call where the first thing we do is we share our successes and we really collaborate and support each other. And that translates into the type of service that we provide for our clients.
And what about where do the clients actually come from? Are they paid clients match with other paid clients, or how does that work?
Yeah, so we really do have options for everybody. We have clients who pay us, and that is, our premium membership, and that involves the coaching and a very high touch experience. We also have a database that singles can sign up for free. And if we do have a paying client who might be, an adequate fit, we would reach out and vet them and screen them through our protocol. So, if you're really looking for a very active approach, that's definitely the paid client membership. But we do have a database that there's no cost that people can join as well.
And then tell me a little bit kind of how you personally got drawn into matchmaking. I mean, I think it's just a fascinating, do you have a history of it?
Yeah. So the best way I could really phrase it is I got into matchmaking because matchmaking got into me. When I was in, middle school and high school, I worked at a pizza place and I was a teenager setting up, my boss who was in her 40s with customers. And it's just always been, something that's been in my blood that I love to do and really been able to hone my skills to be really, to be great at it and have so much passion around it. So I don't know, one day I woke up and I was like, I know about love and I'm going to help people.
I think that is fantastic. So kind of to close it out, just thinking about, COVID and how that has maybe changed all of the ways people are dating. And I know that people are spending, during COVID and stay at home, people are spending more and more time, having Zoom meetings, having phone calls, things like that. What do you think is going to change? What do you think the landscape is going to look like for dating 6 months or a year from now? Is that going to stick?
So right now, the current dating landscape is being coined the golden era of dating because there has never been a time in our, living history that the world has literally pushed pause on life. And so many people have had time to reflect because they've had nowhere to go and nobody to hang out with. And so the value of a meaningful connection has been highlighted. So what that translates into now as we're, reintegrating into society and getting back out there again is that so many people are interested in a relationship versus, the hookup culture. Of course, that still exists in the casual dating scene, but it's much less than ever before. So now is absolutely the time to seize that get out there, find meaningful connections. People are slowing down, having more conversations, getting to know people, and really enjoying the process of what that involves.
I really look at this whole process just, putting an investment into yourself, just like you would in anything else in life, spend the time, do the research, spend the money, and, really invest in yourself because, the ultimate goal is to find that partner.
Absolutely. And when you're in the place that's ready, finding that meaningful, healthy, happy relationship just enhances your life. It makes life deeper. It's more colorful. It's more filled with love. And when you're a happier individual, you're a better parent, a better employee, a better self. And so it's really a win when you get to the place where you can find that meaningful connection.
Well, this has been so fun sitting down with you, having a great little conversation, and just let us know, how can we connect with you?
Yeah, so you can find me on 3dayrule.com. You can email me at Jamie, it's Jaime at 3dayrule.com. You can also follow me on Instagram. It's Matched by Jamie. But I'd love to hear from all of you.
I love it. Thank you so much, Jamie, for spending some time with us today, giving us great tips, and we will definitely be hearing and seeing more of you.
Great. Thank you so much.